Hey, I'm Brendan Moran with Creek Currents. Today I am taking a historical walking tour with Mayor Bob Simmons as part of Walnut Creek Walks. So let's take a stroll down memory lane, shall we? Come on.
No. The one in Lafayette you're thinking about is this electric train. It was called the Oakland Antioch, and I forget the E. And we're not going to walk down there today because it's too far down.
Yes.
But anytime you go, remember that gas station down there that used to have those really old...
Oh, sure.
Well, that was where the station was.
I'm with Bob Simmons, the mayor of Walnut Creek. Bob, thanks for taking us on the walk today.
It was a great walk, wasn't it?
Yeah, could you tell me what is Walnut Creek Walks?
Walnut Creek Walks is a 4-part program designed to try and get people out and walk more in our great city. This is really one of the most walkable cities in the United States. We have many miles of paved and unpaved trails. We're at the base of Mount Diablo. We have 3 regional trails, 2 statewide trails, and 1 coast-to-coast trail that go through Walnut Creek. So this is really a fantastic city for walking. But I wanted to point something out about Rural Court, because some people occasionally ask us, how does a street get named? And the story on this particular street is that the surveyor came out to do the alignment of the street, and he met 2 people out here, and one of them was the landowner. He asked the landowner, would you like to have the street named after you? And the landowner said no. His friend was there. His friend was Mr. Rule. And his friend said, I'd like it to be named after me, and that's how Rural Court got its name.
So what inspired you to come up with this idea?
Several things. One is I just love to walk. It's a great form of activity. Second, I describe walking with a friend or a family member as a strolling conversation, and it was really one of the best ways to spend quality time with somebody that you enjoy spending time with, because you share conversations and you share ideas and thoughts and just have a great time. It's also universally recognized as one of the best forms of exercise that anybody can engage in, young or old. You know, as a grandparent, you can go walking with a grandchild and just enjoy time with each other.
You don't have to be good at walking to actually walk, do you?
And that is exactly right. You can just go out and you can maintain whatever pace you want. You can walk really, really fast, or you can just do a little stroll. And if you ever walk with a 2-year-old, you know, you might only go a couple hundred feet, but they're having a great time. As you go by right here, you'll see the house that was built in 1915. This says it is basically looks pretty much like it did when it was first built. And the people that live there, the Dewings, own the property down to Tice and everything that we've been walking in for the most part today, except for maybe the very far western part of it. That palm tree is over a century old.
I got to catch up with one of my fellow walkers to see how he was holding up. How are your legs holding up?
Great. I usually do 5-10 miles a day, and I mean, on a certain day, I hike with the Walnut Creek seniors on Thursdays.
5 to 10 miles a day?
Sometimes, yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, not all the time. I'm keeping track of my miles on the Walnut Creek website, so I'm trying to stay ahead of Mayor Bob.
Well, he's in good shape too, so you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah.
All right, so besides the Saturday walks, what else is going on?
Well, there are 3 other parts to Walnut Creek Walks. One is an open space adventurer program, which is designed for the younger people and get them and their families out walking into our open space areas. The second is that if you want to meet with the mayor, I'm going to offer a series of walking meetings where you actually have a more interesting conversation than you do if you sit inside an office, and it actually is the best way to think outside of the box if you really want to think outside of the box. And then the last thing is we have an online registration system where you can register and be part of Walnut Creek Walks and record how many miles you walk And we may have some contests later in the year, some competitions, and we'll have a series of awards, whether you walk 100 miles during the year or something more than that. And it's really just a fun way to become engaged in walking in Walnut Creek.